How y'all doing today? Thursday morning? Thursday morning. Are we good? Your intro was too short. My intro is exactly how long I need it to be. Anonymous Donors 3 and says Twitch is doomed. Oh wow, are we in for a treat?
The stream wars have started, okay? It started with Ninja moving to Mixer. So there's this perception that everybody has of the streaming war and like what's gonna happen and like who's gonna win. And now, recently, Mixer has entered the field. And now everyone's talking about Twitch versus Mixer. And then CouRage JD comes in and says, hey, I'm actually moving to YouTube. Everybody goes like, wait, what? Like, you're moving to YouTube? Why would you move to YouTube? I'm going to tell you why I truly believe that within 2 to 5 years, YouTube will dominate the live streaming space. Okay, I'm actually a little bit shaky on this, dude, because this is such a big subject. It's like something I've wanted to talk about.
Hey,
for so
Forsen, I
long.
just bought
And,
$190 for the new Xbox Elite controller, and I'm
The what?
feeling rich as fuck, hence this donation to the hobo. Also, there is 10 mins of Diablo 4 Sorcerer's gameplay. Also, go 49 years for Senkinet for
49 years. 49ers. $190 for new Xbox Elite controller, and I'm feeling rich as fuck. You also feel stupid as fuck? Because you should. But hey, I'll take those $10 and in 19 more of those I'll be able to afford my very own Xbox Elite controller.
Not sure
Thank you, sir.
that I'm really not sure that, like, I hope I'm prepared. All right. Before we begin, go to Discord. Discord.gg/Devin is our big channel where we talk about stuff like this. Please
Who's
go
this
there,
guy again?
and join up and come say
I
hello.
vaguely
We have a
recognize
very
his
active
name.
Chat. I'd love to have more people in it. Okay, here we go. All right, I gotta bust out the notepad.
Yeah, I see it's
gotta
Devin
bust out
Nash,
the
but I don't
paint.
know who it is.
I think
He did
as
talk
far
shows?
as the gaming industry and the live streaming industry is concerned, this may be one of the most important things that I ever talk about. And I have been thinking about this
Ex-CLG
for
CEO.
one
Oh,
hell of a very long time.
CLG.
And that is that it is
Oh, I wonder
apparent
if
to
he was
me-
there when they wanted to recruit me. Is that Hotshot? Who was the owner? Yeah, okay.
that well, let's give a little bit of background.
Quite a while ago.
The stream
Quite a
wars have
while
started,
ago.
okay? It started with Ninja moving to Mixer, and then after that, it was King Gothalion was moving to Mixer, and it was all these now Shroud moving to Mixer, right? And there are all these like big people.
Can't hear shit? You can't hear shit? Wait, can you not hear shit? Because I turned up my headset. That's why I was wondering about the volume. How's the volume right now?
That are moving to different platforms, and it was just announced that CouRage JD.
I think it's the video that's scuffed. I think it's the video that's fucked. Oh, never mind. Hang on. I had it the wrong way. The mic is supposed to be lower than the audio. Oh, there we go.
Is moving
better?
to YouTube. So there's this perception that everybody has of the streaming war and like what's gonna happen and like who's gonna win and who's gonna come out on top. And now, recently, Mixer has entered the field, and now everyone's talking about Twitch versus Mixer, and everyone's talking about how, oh, should I go start streaming on Mixer, or who's next to move to Mixer? And then CouRage JD comes in and says, hey, I'm actually moving to YouTube. Everybody goes like, wait, what? Like, you're moving to YouTube? Why would you move to YouTube? And this video, what I'm going to talk about right now, I'm going to tell you why I truly believe that within 2 to 5 years, YouTube will dominate the live streaming space with very few caveats. And I'll give those few caveats, but I think YouTube will actually dominate the live streaming space, and they'll dominate the video space as well on the current trajectory they're on. The only exception is if Twitch changes some big fundamental things. But I think YouTube is going to be the ones that dominate, and I don't think anyone sees this. So let's start with an overview of like market share, okay? So Twitch right now, in fact, we can get the actual numbers. I think that'd be productive. I should have them pulled up, maybe.
I like when people use actual numbers.
So right now, Twitch has 75.6% of the market, okay? And Mixer has 3.2% of the market. So that 0.2% is from last quarter, and those are Ninja's numbers. Went up 0.2%. That we now know that that's how Ninja affected the platforms. Pretty good. Like, it's not that bad, actually, to grow 2%. We'll also use Facebook Gaming.
Oh, sorry.
These are like the major players in the streaming wars. And this is 3.7%, okay? So let's do some math. Uh-oh. Wait, what's going on? That doesn't add up. That's not 100%. Where is the rest of it? Where is the rest of the viewership? Can we find it? It's Dora the Explorer. Can you find it? YouTube Gaming. 17.6% of the market, right? Meaning that it's literally 5 times bigger than Mixer, but nobody's talking about it. What's going on here? This is kind of weird, right? Everyone's talking about Mixer versus...
I'm pretty sure YouTube Gaming is being carried by like one Spanish guy with 1 million viewers playing Fortnite or something, right? Isn't that the case? Literally like one guy or 2 guys pulling like something ridiculous.
Versus Twitch. But Mixer's not even in the game, really. I mean, they're in the game a little bit more now that they've got Mixer and Shroud, and they're acquiring these big content creators.
Indian
but as a percentage
PUBG
of market
Mobile,
share,
100K
even when
viewers.
controlled for
Yeah, like
for
shit
Ninja,
like that.
it's not even
just...
comparing to Twitch. The only people that are actually in the running to compare to Twitch is actually YouTube. And I'm going to make a case for you right now. I'm going to make a case for you that's going to be a big take. And I know it's going to sound insane, but just bear with me for the talk. And I think you'll agree by the end. YouTube is going to dominate the live streaming space, and they're also going to dominate the VOD space unless Twitch does some fundamental things to keep their market share. And right now they are not doing them. Let's start with some. Let's start with just some kind of very convincing metrics. We'll just drop the big one right now, okay? So Twitch, as of 2018, had 15 million daily visitors. Unique. So 15 million viewers.
This background gives me cancer. All these thumbnails. Absolute cancer.
Daily came to the website. It was pretty good, right? And we could assume, just for fun, let's just say that by 2019 that this number doubled. Now, it's probably not going to be anywhere close to doubling.
Yeah, okay.
Actually, I know for a fact it isn't doubled. But I'm just going to do it because I love, we'll just give him the benefit of the doubt, okay? But Ryan, also known as Fwiz, the number 2 guy at YouTube, just tweeted this today. 200 million people come into YouTube every day to watch gaming content, making us the biggest gaming platform in the world. The ability to do live and upload and grow your audience makes us a unique offering to creators, and we're excited to accelerate our live products in 2020. So 200 million people come in alone every day for gaming. This is all of Twitch, including just chatting, including creative, including everything, right? So it is a factor of almost 7 times more people that are coming in for gaming content to YouTube than are coming into Twitch, okay? Also, for every 100 users on YouTube, there's 1 on Twitch, okay? And we're setting up these numbers because it's really important to understand where we're going, okay? All right, so that sounds good, but what about the growth?
Why is he doing this? It's wrong, but also the fact that this is for videos. Any video that is even remotely related to games counts towards this. Well, this is pure live streams. This is any video that has a hashtag even remotely related to games is this.
Growth that is happening on Twitch versus YouTube.
Both are pure live. No. Are you stupid? Here are the actual YouTube gaming stats. This is videos. VODs. 99% of this shit is VODs. Alright?
Well, for the first time ever, Twitch actually...
I say VODs because of Twitch, but normal videos.
Declined in growth in Q2.
Edited videos.
And we think that a big reason for this was Fortnite. So if I look at... I'm going to go try to find these stats, and here they are. So if we look at the most successful category on Twitch is actually just chatting. It's up 36% over other categories. But Twitch is actually declining as of quarter 1, and then grew only slightly as of quarter 3. And so like what I'm trying to kind of say here is that, and depending on kind of how you interpret these numbers, I think Streamlabs actually had like a worse take on this. But Twitch is like kind of semi-stagnant, as well as like maybe just decline a little bit in the beginning of the year and now increasing a little bit. But YouTube is increasing a huge amount. So YouTube, when controlled against Twitch for viewers, is growing a huge percentage. And I should have those stats. I thought I did. See, here we go. Hours watched increased 10% in quarter 2 to 702 million hours. This is just for live streaming content. Hours streamed increased 4% in quarter 2 to 13.2 million users, and average concurrence increased 9%. That's.
I'm sorry. I have a question about these stats. Do they do it like annual reports where they compare to the year before? And because I can see them actually comparing it to the previous quarter, which makes no sense at all. They do it. Okay.
It's against 3% in.
Nope, quarterly. Okay, so I need to clarify this maybe. Like big companies, when they do their annual reports, right? In quarter 3, they have their number, and then they have the comparison to quarter 3 previous year, because every time of the year has a different amount of customers, and that's like standardized for that quarter. So it's expected that some like Christmas is higher, for example, yada yada yada. He's taking data out of nowhere. No, I saw some tweet about this. What is this? This is Stream Elements. It's not nowhere. They have a presence on both sides. I think they have the API for all these sites, right? That's public. I'm pretty sure. And I don't think they have any. I don't think these guys. I don't think Stream Elements have any. What do you want to call it? Any agenda, I guess, for any particular of these sites. So I think it's kind of.
Again, this is controlled.
Yeah,
it's actually a lot more on YouTube, but it's less because it's controlled against Twitch's viewership. YouTube Gaming Live has the highest average viewer count per channel compared to other major platforms, averaging 53 viewers per channel, with 6%.
I see it here actually, in the background. Mixer viewership hours have more than doubled in Q3 compared to Q3 2018. So they do it like annual reports.
Cool. So YouTube right now has a much greater opportunity in terms of total users to take over than Twitch does. And that's really important to understand, because Twitch right now, where do they get new users from, right? Well, they have to rely on third-party advertising to bring in non-endemic viewers. And this is difficult because they have to convince people as to why they should watch Twitch content and why they should watch live streaming content. There's also some problems with Twitch as a platform, as a live streaming platform. One of the problems is that it's more difficult to consume live streamed content offline than it is to consume VOD content like on YouTube. So Twitch is struggling with this for new users. YouTube obviously doesn't have this problem because even though they do the live streaming component, they also have VOD content as well. Okay, so YouTube, if they want to get users, they can pull from the 2 billion plus users that are already on their website and drive these people via algorithms to live streaming content. And right here is sort of the meat as to why YouTube has such a huge advantage over Twitch. So there's going to be, I wanted to address a lot of the thoughts that people are going to have as to why this is not going to be the case. Most people are going to say the following stuff, okay? They're going to say the YouTube interface sucks, the YouTube gaming interface is bad, right? And there's not really a good chat experience or community. And the gaming side of YouTube has been reworked and isn't very great. And there's some truth to that, right? Like right now, the YouTube gaming side of things is just not as great as it should be. But I think too often we think of technology as it stands right now and not what it's going to be in the future based on really obvious data as to where it's going. So if you look, too many people, they take a look at YouTube and they say, okay, this is what it is right now. And then they don't step back and go, okay, well, wait, but where are the users? Where's the attention? Where's the engagement? Where are the numbers, right? Where is this going? And then you can look at the data and you can see what the numbers are really clearly favoring YouTube here. And that's what we're doing right now. So what YouTube can do is in a single UI update, YouTube can improve all of its live streaming and capability, and they can feature that. And then from there, all of these users, or a lot of these users, are being driven towards live streaming content. They can basically overnight be more successful. I think a lot of people that have watched esports events have probably already had the experience that YouTube's players have better technology. Number one, you can rewind, right? That's a huge thing. Number two, it just seems to be more stable. If you talk to anybody that watched the recent League of Legends tournament, the Worlds,
you can rewind, that's true.
More people actually watched League of Legends on YouTube than watched it on Twitch. So if you look at Slasher's recent tweet on this, I think he had some stats on this. Of the 4 million viewers, more people were watching LOL Worlds live on YouTube than on Twitch, just as they had for the Fortnite Black Hole event. YouTube is quietly making moves to get closer to Twitch, but from what I've heard, they've been making bigger moves, and that's news to share soon. A big part of this has got to be stability and accessibility. I've rarely had issues watching stuff on YouTube when abroad. Twitch, on the other hand, is hit or miss. So a lot of people are having a better experience of watching live content on YouTube.
What?
And there's already more people making better moves.
Who has problem? Wait, are some of you guys getting fucked by some streams? You can't watch some streams on Twitch? Really? No, I don't think so. Sometimes. Mobile is very bad. I never came across region blocking. Well, where the fuck do you live? China? I never heard of this.
Bigger moves, and that's news to share soon. A big part of this has got to be stability and accessibility. I've rarely had issues watching stuff on YouTube when abroad. Twitch, on the other hand, is hit or miss. So a lot of people are having a better experience of watching live
He's
content
talking about
on YouTube.
YouTube blocking.
And there's
No, he's
already
talking
more
about
people on
Twitch
YouTube
blocking.
for the last two
They're
big
saying
gaming
YouTube
events
is
than
more
there was
stable.
on Twitch. It should be extremely telling that there are more people that are interested in watching YouTube for the two biggest games, like unquestionably the two biggest esports out there, like League of Legends and Fortnite. They are watching that content on YouTube. They're not watching that content as much on
watch your
Twitch.
stream
And
for
the
a little
numbers,
bit.
as
I
all
live
the
in
overall
Canada.
growth of the websites reflect this.
Really?
Okay, so
That's the
all the
multi-countries.
attention that goes to these complaints of like YouTube gaming
I
being
would
sort of like
assume
a sort of primitive
block
product,
shit.
they don't understand what I would call the fail forward concept, right? The idea is you introduce a product or service that's initially kind of weak or bad, and then you rely on customer engagement and feedback to improve it. And over time, you iterate on the product or service, and you kind of get a better product, basically. And so tech companies have been doing this for years, right? Like Facebook is a vastly different product than it was when it came out. YouTube is a vastly different product. Google is a vastly different product. Even Twitch is a vastly different product. The point being that to look at YouTube as it is now, it's short-sighted, right? You can't just say, well, okay, well, just because the UI is bad right now, or the YouTube gaming is like not featured as much or whatever, that's like really viable for like why it's not going to be the case in like 2 years that it's the most successful platform there is. You have to look at the data, and what the data shows is that YouTube has done a couple of tests in the past, and they've driven users to their live stream content. So what if when you Googled Fortnite plays, when you went on YouTube and which is, by the way, the number 2 biggest search engine in the world is YouTube. The number 1 is Google. So if you search in YouTube, Fortnite plays, right? Top Fortnite plays. What would happen if they decided to drive algorithmically a live stream here instead of these videos, or on top of, or even featured in a separate column in this blank space? What would happen, right? You have to think of things like that. What if they could drive literally a sixth of the Earth's population towards live stream content? This is something that Twitch just doesn't have the ability to do. They just don't have access to these users. Even Mixer has access to the Xbox audience, to the Microsoft Extended Universe, to Windows, right? Even they have access to that if they want to utilize it. That's a lot of users. Even Facebook has
Why
access
haven't they
to the
done that
widespread
then?
Facebook
I'll
network.
tell you why they haven't
that
done
is,
that.
a
Because
huge
they earn
platform,
more
right? Billion
fucking
users or
money
whatever. Twitch
from
doesn't have that.
ads on the
So
normal
Twitch is
videos.
really going to struggle
Because if you have
to
a
try
live
to
stream,
get their message
you
to
as a
non-endemics
creator
to
has the
convert new
fucking
people.
option to turn off
And
the
I
ads,
think Twitch
right?
has kind of reached a critical point where if they don't fundamentally change their
You
marketing
are in charge of
strategy,
running
they're
the
really
ads.
going to struggle
They
with
don't
having to
make
get these
nearly as
these
much money.
new non-endemic
And
viewers.
also
into
the
platform. And we're
fact
already seeing
that
that reflected in their growth, right? Their growth is really slowing down compared to other platforms.
he's assuming that the content creators on YouTube actually like YouTube nowadays. They don't. They fucking hate YouTube. YouTube is fucking over every single one on their platform now with ad money. So why would they want to fucking why would they want to fucking stay and live stream on their site unless they get overpaid like a motherfucker? In which case YouTube loses money. So
That
I
are
don't
driving
know.
people,
I just
driving
think
new
that
users
this
into their
is
platform via
via terrible.
the other
YouTube
discovery
is
that they already
terrible.
have. Basically, like YouTube using their VODs and stuff like that.
They just want
It's going to be
to.
really
They just want
hard
to
for
cater
people
to
for Twitch to figure this out.
5-year-olds.
I don't think it's
with their
insurmountable,
fucking
and
ads
Twitch
and
really
shit.
does have a first mover advantage. So like having 70% of the market right now, 75,
No
is
live streamer
insane.
can make a living.
And this
of
is all basically
5-year-olds.
first mover advantage. Like they dominated early, and now they have it. But I think Twitch has grown complacent.
12-year-olds on the other hand.
And I think they are not properly scared of how powerful YouTube and even Mixer and Facebook are bringing to the game and how serious they are about dominating this live streaming space, because there are billions of dollars in the live streaming market going forward the next 5-10 years. And YouTube, Mixer, and Facebook are going to want to make big plays on this. If you watch some of my earlier videos, the real reason that people are leaving Twitch, right?
How much
I
does
mentioned
Twitch
that,
pay?
and also the truth behind Shroud's move. I mentioned that the amount
Nothing.
of money that Mixer is paying for
I mean,
streamers, or
except
YouTube
for
pays
the
for streamers,
things
is
I
really
get
kind of a
for
drop in the bucket compared to the revenue that these guys are generating.
Pre-rolls
Look,
and
right? Google Q3 ad revenue growth propelled
indirectly
by mobile
whatever
search
I
YouTube.
get from
Ad revenue was
subs
$33.9
but nothing.
billion.
Really?
$33.9 billion. To give you a little bit of a comparison, Twitch right now, the entire company is valued at $3.7 billion. Okay? And the ad revenue alone for Q3, 1 quarter of a year, was $33.9 billion. I mean, we are just dealing with an absolute monster here. A huge... So the YouTube's ad revenue has driven more revenue than Twitch is worth as an entire business 5 times over. It's not even funny. Like, it's crazy how far YouTube is ahead in this game. They just haven't turned
Exactly.
it on yet. They
That's what I'm
haven't put
talking
this much,
about.
they haven't turned
That's
it
the
down.
ad revenue.
But
They
there's
don't
one
give a
more
fuck
advantage
about live
for
streaming,
YouTube
really.
that I want to talk about. Oh, man. That I've wanted to talk about for a while. And that is Stadia. Yes, Stadia. Stadia, I think, is the cornerstone and the linchpin to what is going to take YouTube to the next level. And I really do believe this. I think that everyone right now is sleeping on Stadia. And they're doing it because of the same reason they're sleeping on YouTube. They see it as it currently is. So Stadia has had kind of like a lukewarm reception. It's like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. I can play games on a browser or whatever. And it didn't really make a splash, right? Like, people aren't that excited. There's a lot of concerns about lag, like whether input or over network or whatever. And so a lot of people are really concerned. The potential technology that Stadia has can change gaming forever. And there's a couple of concepts within it that I think I want to mention. So the first one is that gaming without hardware
Full
requirements,
slag,
right, will
man.
completely change the way that we game. So to be able to open up a game in a browser, this is insanely powerful, right? This is like totally insane for the way that the vast majority of people consume games. The ability to shard or stream that to an instance on Google servers, then have people join it, then to live stream that on YouTube, then to post that as a VOD on YouTube, and to benefit from all that discovery, and to do that algorithmically. I can't spell that word, so with math, all right? That's the benefit that Stadia is going to have for content creators and for people that are trying to actually. This is the benefit for YouTube that's going to dominate, right? Is that Twitch right now, as of the time of this talk, has not implemented any meaningful machine learning. They kind of can recommend videos now, or YouTube, or they can kind of recommend Twitch streams now, but it's not very reliable. And nobody really uses it. It'll probably take them a few years to catch up. But Google right now on YouTube has the most advanced machine learning, civilian machine learning, possibly on Earth. I can't think of anybody else that has more advanced machine learning than YouTube does. The ability to connect you to content that you want to watch, YouTube does that better than anybody else. So if you take that, and then you imagine that you can broadcast on a browser with people joining you and watching you with an instant shard on Google's servers, and then live stream that to YouTube in real time, and then post that as a VOD, and you get all that discovery, right? It sets themselves above Twitch as a technology that Twitch isn't even close to competing with. And all this is possible right now, much less like what's going to happen within the next 3 to 5 years with how this is going to change with 5G and how this is going to change with updates to our infrastructure and networks across the world. The potential for Stadia just cannot be overstated. And I think when you overstated, all right, sorry, I'll be here all night. Okay, so I legitimately feel like Stadia in the next 3 to 5 years will show up as an unbelievably powerful platform for live streaming, and it will integrate with YouTube in real time for this benefit. But I think everybody's sleeping on it because they see the technology as it currently is, and they do for YouTube, right? Like CouRage JD going to YouTube, this may not meaningfully move the needle, but I think you're going to see a lot more from YouTube in the next 6 to 12 months that is really going to start impressing people, and you're going to start to see them eat into Twitch a lot unless Twitch makes some huge fundamental changes. Big fundamental changes. And then one other thing I think a lot of people will talk about is kind of like, well, what about like the community on YouTube? And what about the community on YouTube versus Twitch?
Did this
And, like, what about
CouRage
So chat
guy
experience on YouTube
stream
is
on
bad,
YouTube
but it takes
yet?
time for these things to evolve and for a culture to evolve. We haven't really seen YouTube make a serious push into gaming yet as a live streaming platform. And once they
He's
do,
a
I think the
Fortnite
community will start to
streamer,
develop, beyond like just like the N-word and what it is right now. So we'll have that. The only concern I really have for YouTube right now is
How many viewers did he have on Twitch, and how many viewers did he have on his first stream on YouTube?
Welcome to Uganda.
10K on Twitch, 3K on YouTube. Really? Or are you making shit up? $15K Twitch, 60K YouTube. He had 60K on YouTube. Oh, for the first stream.
I don't know much about the team that's working on it. So I don't know, like, I know the guys at Twitch, and I know the guys at Mixer, and I know the guys at Facebook, and like I'm pretty confident in right now has a much greater
The fuck?
opportunity in terms of live stream that to a platform of our choice without any difficulty whatsoever. It's important to think like how these technologies evolve, and like the future of gaming is really good. And right now,
bots? I don't think it's necessarily 55K bots. I'm pretty sure it's just like any other.
Buy high, sell low, papagan. Buy high, sell low, papagan. Buy high, sell low, papagan. Buy high, sell low, papagan.
Buy high, sell low. How else are other people gonna make a profit? Right?
YouTube and Google are set to dominate it. And I think this is why Google made such an incredible investment into the game studio that they did and into Stadia. They made an unprecedented investment compared to some of their other projects that didn't work as well, like Google Plus or things like that. They really started hiring some of the top people in the game industry as long as like 3 or 4 years ago, and then they started to work really hard to try to understand like where gaming was going. And now they've set themselves up as the video on demand platform for gaming. Like, it's undisputed. You don't go anywhere for gaming besides YouTube when it comes to video. And now they're setting it up for live streaming so they can dominate that aspect of it. And then they set themselves up to be a provider as well through Stadia. And that combined kind of push moves them into a bunch of different markets that other people are currently dominating, like Twitch for the live streaming, Steam for like providers, etc. Right? And this has always been Google's strategy. Like, Google has always done this. Google looks at a market and then says, okay, what are the like points of impact that we can go into that we can just dominate this thing? We're gonna go in hard.
No, the first thing they ask themselves, is it worth it, really? And they've had like 5 years to do this, right? They've had 5 years to crush Twitch before it was even born, right? They see Twitch.
This all falls apart when you get one random person
don't
to
give a
you,
fuck.
and they immediately take away your ability to live stream on the platform until the decay is resolved. Oh, my little.
Well, I didn't quite get that one. This all falls apart when you get one random person DMCA you, and they immediately take away your ability to live stream on the platform until DMCA is resolved. Yeah, that's another issue that YouTube has a lot of shit with. Anyone can DMCA anyone, right? Pretty much. It's not like reporting a channel on Twitch and then they have a moderation team checking it out. Like, there are some people that can just literally fucking take down your shit until you prove otherwise or something.
And we're going to take over this market. And that's what they did for search, and that's what they did for email, and that's what they did for advertising. And now Google is like the undisputed champions of advertising across the world. Like, more people run money through advertising than they run through like any other company. Everybody advertises on Google. Everybody's involved with advertising on Google. The next thing they're going to dominate is gaming. And you can kind of see, like, what I hope to do, I don't know how well I did it, but I hope what I did here was I structured how their thinking is on this, right? Like, how Google is actually thinking about this. Because big companies are always thinking about these things years and years in advance. They understand that, like, the now and the short term, that they can make mistakes and they can learn. And then in the future, their market share is going to grow as they start to iterate and fail forward, which is this concept that we pulled up right here. Okay. And Google is perhaps some of the best people at this. The problem is I don't think that Amazon is as invested in dominating content as these other groups are. They are interested, and that's like the purpose of like Amazon Video. But even if they were, like, Amazon can't use its parent platform to drive people to Twitch in the same way that like YouTube Gaming can. Like, you can't send a bunch of people that are shopping for shoes on Amazon over to watch Twitch streams. Like, there's not a conversion there. And I worry that Amazon will probably miss the boat on this, even though they'll dominate on so many other things. And they'll still be like probably one of the most successful platforms, like, or companies, I should say, in existence. I just think they'll miss the boat on live streaming. I don't think they have the interest or the resources, and that Twitch is going to kind of be a minor power to them in comparison to like the growth that their company has through things like Amazon Prime and drop shipping and shopping and grocery stores and Whole Foods and all that stuff. They're in so many games, right? They're in so many markets that I don't think that they're going to leverage themselves in the same way that even Microsoft will leverage Mixer, which has a huge invested interest in succeeding. YouTube Gaming has a huge invested interest in succeeding. Facebook has a huge invested interest in succeeding. Like, all these guys will fight harder for the prize. And that's why you see that already a lot of this market share has been eaten away, and I think it's going to continue to be the case. TLDR, I think that YouTube is going to take over in the next 2 to 5 years. I think they're going to do this through a combination of using their user base that they already have, and a combination of intelligently setting up to attack the market from many different angles. You may agree, you may disagree, I don't know. You'll let me know for sure in the comment section. And in the meantime, I hope you really enjoyed this. I have all this data here, which you can kind of like copy and paste if you
want. Yeah, I don't think Twitch is doomed at all. Not at all. Not in the slightest.